Today we're going to go over how to set up an development environment to make mods for Minecraft. I'm going to be demonstrating this under Windows because we have some extra tools under Windows I think that are helpful. We do have Windows machines in the labs there if you need to run some of those extra tools. So you're welcome to do most of your work under Mac OS, but I do recommend Windows when possible for this. The instructions are pretty similar. I'd be happy to work with anybody who's having trouble with Mac OS or Linux. Alright, what we're going to need to do is get Minecraft. And don't worry about the version number right now. When you buy Minecraft, you'll get a installer that you'll run, and it will automatically bring down the latest version. So that's fine. We can, and we will go in and tell it which version we want to run in a little bit, because you do get access to all the versions of Minecraft. That's important because if you start a big Minecraft game and Minecraft later comes out with a new version, it may be incompatible with your existing game. So you always have the option of saying, I want to launch the previous version so that I can continue working with that world. Okay, you'll need to bring down a Java development environment. That's Java 8, which is not the current version, but Minecraft does not run under the latest version of Java. When you bring down the Java development kit, you will get the Java runtime environment with it, so we do not have to do a separate download there. Then we're going to download Forge, Minecraft Forge. The latest version is 1.12.2, which matches, which will have to match up with Minecraft. And then we'll bring down the Eclipse IDE. You're not required to do that, but it is kind of nice. And Forge does have a setup so that we'll create an Eclipse environment for you. So that's kind of nice. So after we install all of this stuff, then we'll need to set up some environment variables and we'll be good to go. Okay, I'll start with the file downloads, and so I'll just come up here into the bar here and type in Java JDK 8, and that will bring us to this page right here. Java is owned by Oracle these days, so that's all right. When we come down here, we'll see the Java SE development kit. Current version is 8U201. That's what we want. So we'll accept the license agreement. And then we see we have to select from our OS version here. I'm going to select Windows 64-bit. So I'll just bring that up. And I already have it downloaded here, so I won't download it again, but I'll put it into a folder. Okay, after that, let's get the Forge version. Let's do that. Minecraft Forge. And we will bring that up here, and we'll see that the latest version here is 1.12.2. I'm going to take the recommended version rather than the latest, just in case there's any last minute things that break things. You'll want to bring down the MDK. That's the Minecraft Development Kit. So you click on that, and then there will be an ad that I seem to be blocking, which is fine. And then once again, I've already downloaded that, so I'm not going to download it again, but we put it into a folder. Next is going to be Eclipse. And so we would look for Eclipse. And once you come underneath here, you can find it under download. And we can just pull down the 64-bit download package for your environment there. Okay, so that's where all of the pieces are. When we're done, we'll have a folder with some stuff in it. Now I have some extra stuff in here from last year, which we won't need to worry about right now. But let's go ahead and install this. I did remove my old Java development kit. And I'm trying to figure out where the Java window went. There it is. Okay, so it's off the screen. It's right here. And we'll just go through the setup. Okay, install all of that stuff there. I had a couple of older Java JDKs out there. Might as well get rid of those since they're not needed anymore. And we'll get another dialog box here that says some stuff I don't care about. Why they keep bringing them up on the wrong window, I don't know. But they keep doing that. They keep bringing these dialog boxes up on the other window. You can see it's not a very complicated process, pretty quick. Probably could edit this stuff out, but let's go ahead and do that. Close this. Great. So that's that. Now I'll bring in the Forge. And so I'll double click on that. What will happen is that we can see that it's a zip file here. So I'm just going to take its contents, copy all of those, and I'll go back into my Explorer thing here and see that I have an old, actually this is a Forge thing I put in the other day. So I'll delete this and I'll create a new Forge folder for us. Select that and then paste all of my files in there. And I don't know if it saw all those, so let's Control C that again, paste into here. Might not want to do that way. Let's try dragging and dropping. Okay, that seemed to work. Yeah. All right, so that's what our Forge directory should have in there. You see it has Eclipse folder already, so it has stuff that it needs to set up Eclipse. Then we have Gradle and we have Source, and that will have a very elementary Minecraft mod already there just to kind of show the process of setting it up. Alright, so we have all of that. I will go back over here and close this down. I want my go back into here, and the other thing I will do is install Eclipse. I think I may have an older version out here. And so far I haven't seen any dialog boxes pop up. I'm not sure if I got that one. Okay, there's the Eclipse installer, and I'll probably get like 4 of these now. It looks like, yeah, it took a long time to do that. Let me close off some of these so we get this Eclipse. Eclipse IDE for Java developers is what I want, and so I'll just go ahead and do the install for this. Notice it has Gradle integrations in there. Accept all those licenses. And this should complete our installation process here when this finishes. Okay, so I'll just pause the video here, let the install finish, and then we'll pick up from there in a minute. There is a request to accept these certificates here. Let's get that out of the way because you're trying to accept all those, and we'll go ahead and do that. So that should be it for the install. Okay, now after installing this, I want to show you. Here I'm in C:\program files Java in the Java installation directory, and we'll see that we have 2 things that were added today, and they were the JDK 1.8 and the JRE 1.8. So this is the Java Development Kit and Java Runtime Environment. We want to note where these are because we're going to need to create some paths here in a second. In particular, we're going to need to have a path to the JDK bin directory. This thing right here, and see what I just did here. Let me back up a little bit. This is where we were here in the JDK bin directory. These are all the little, I forget what these little breadcrumbs that they put down here. If I click in this white space out here off to the side here, I get the full path here, and I can just Control C and copy that. And I'll want to do that in a second. If I bring up the system control panel, and let me do that, I'll bring up control panel, and then we'll look into system, which there it is, and then under advanced system settings, another dialog box pops up off screen. Here it is. We'll want to go to the advanced tab, so these three here, the environment variables tab, and then from within here we have user variables and system variables. I'm interested in system variables here. If we scroll down here, one of the things I want to do is we want to update our path variable. So I'll click on edit, and these are all the things that are in path. Now be very careful not to delete any of these things, but I want to scan down here and see if I have anything with Java in it. I don't, so I'll just say new, and I get an extra space here, and I can just put my Java JDK bin folder right in there, and that will add it to the system path. And then once you're done, OK. Now, if you don't have a path variable at all, which would be very rare under Windows, you can just click under New and then Create Path, okay, and then put in a value. Okay. Be very careful not to delete anything. Just update the existing path. I double click on it here, and we see JDK down here. That's going to be my Java bin, the JDK bin directory. Okay, my recording got interrupted here, so I'm going to kind of pick up where we left off. I'm going to try to. In addition to the path variable, the path variable down here that we just edited, make sure that your Java home is created. You'll have to use new to create that if you don't already have it, which you probably won't. This should be the same path that we just added to the JDK, to the path that is, minus the bin directory. So it's JDK without the bin. So just to clarify, the path has a bin in at the end of it. Take the bin off and put it in there. Okay, so at this point we should have completed the setup of all of the tools there. We have Forge, we have the JDK, and I don't know if I've installed Eclipse here, so I'm kind of trying to pick up where we left off on this, but go ahead and install Eclipse for Java if you if you haven't done that. Let's see, under my path stuff here, let's see if I can find my oh, it's the wrong folder here. Stick with me here for a second. Just run the not the Forge, Eclipse installer, and just install that. I will start it, but I'm not going to go ahead and complete it because, well, I'll go ahead and run it here. Come on, bring it up. It takes a while to install here, so I think I just launched the second copy of the installer. This does happen. Try to be patient, more patient than I am would be a good thing to do. And the setup that we will do, we'll create an Eclipse workspace for it. Okay, so the installer did the launch. Let me get rid of the first one. Okay, so now I've got one down here. Bring up Eclipse IDE for Java developers. Okay, so we'll go ahead and install that. I think I might have already done this on this video. Yeah, this looks familiar there. So I'll go ahead and decline that. I just want to make sure that we get that done here. And like I said, my video, I started this, and then we had the snow and all that, and I didn't finish the video. So I'm doing that right now. So at this point, we have all of these pieces done. Go back up into the Forge directory, And this is where we want to pull down that setup script that I put in class. So what we'll do is go out here to Sakai, and I'll need to log in here. And I'll need to go to 452 resources, and I should be able to save link as, and so it'll be setting up a match file. It wants to put it in my utils directory, which would be fine, but I'm going to go ahead and drop it into Forge. So note that I just did a save at link as. If you click on it, it'll just bring it up, I think, as a text file here, which is not, I mean, I could always highlight that, copy and paste, but the save as is working a little bit better. All right, thank you very much, web browser. There's my setup bat. Okay, and all I have to do is just double click this and launch it, and down it seemed to have stopped on this machine. I saw it start up and shut down. We did this in class here, and it should run for you, but if it does shut down like this, what I'm going to have to do is to bring up a command window, and I'll want to copy this path here, Control C, and then I'll CD and paste that in here. This is my make sure you switch drives, and I'll run a setup here, and we'll see that. Okay, so Java home is set to an invalid directory. That's an interesting thing there. So I must have. Oh, you know, I pointed you to the old one there. That's my bad here. But it's a good thing to see what happens when this does happen. Go back to Control Panel. I want to find the System, Advanced System Settings. Bring that dialog back over here. Environment Variables. I showed you setting that up, and I just pointed to my Java home. I was saying this is what and I realize after the fact that this is the old Java home. That's the one that's. So I'm going to back up here, and you know it's going to take me a while to do that. So why don't I just go this way, drill down, program files, Java, the JDK, and I want the JDK without the bin. So I'll just copy that up here. So this is 201 is my current one, and as you see, I have 160 here. So once again, it's this without the bin. This now has the correct Java path. I'll save that off. Okay, and now we'll try running my not 220. Try running setup, and I'll bring this over here. So you see, Java path took effect immediately. Okay, I'll go ahead and allow access to the JDK, and it will be doing its little thing right here. Now I'm getting some. All this looks pretty good here. You can skip ahead in the video if you don't want to look at all this. I'm tempted just to pause the recording, and but you know, in the offhand chance that there's something here that somebody would find interesting, I'm going to go ahead and record the rest of this. Understanding you can skip forward at any time you want, but if there is some question that you have that's been answered by this video, you can look to see what all the steps are, in case one of yours didn't. So the problem that I had again was that I didn't set up the Java home, or I had it set up from the previous JDK and I didn't change it. So it was pointing to a non-existent JDK. The symptom was the batch file just started up, went away. the diagnostic was I created this command window, and I went in and I ran the setup file by hand so I could see the error message. And the error message very clearly said, you have the wrong JDK, or Java Home is not set to a proper value. Okay, now once all this is done, we'll be able to just load the project into Eclipse. I think I have that path. Actually, I don't have that path in there. So I will have to load it in and do the load. I was thinking that if I had an old project in my Eclipse workspace, that it could come up already loaded. And I think that's what happened in class. My notebook had the prior last year's project, and it was in the same path, the CS 452 Forge folder, and so it just found it automatically. It should not find that here. And so what I'll have to do is then go and say import the workspace into Eclipse. So what we're going to do is we're going to import that workspace, and then I'm going to do a build on it just to build it and start up Minecraft with the mods active. So what we'll see is we'll see an alteration of the loading screen, the loader, or the launcher they call it. We'll have a little animated Forge thing on it. There will also be a button that will let you manage mods to say which ones you want to be loaded and active, so that you can disable them. So if you ever get a bad mod, something that's breaking things, you don't have to unload or get rid of Forge and all that. You can just go into that loader and turn off the mod. And that will help to isolate problems too. If Minecraft starts acting up weird, you start turning off mods until it starts behaving again. Hopefully we won't have any of those problems. I have not seen those problems in the past. Okay, so that was the build of or the decompilation of Minecraft. So it decompiled it. Now it's building that, and that was the workspace it was just built. So at this point we're ready to go and run Forge. I'm going to start up Eclipse. Alright, let me pause this. Eclipse is loading, but its loading screen is off the work. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and use the default workspace, and that's fine. I'm not going to be doing multiple ones. An older version of this, continue working with the workspace. I think it'll be okay. Now we can't see the loading screen, which is once again off screen. And there we go with this workspace here. I'm going to close all of the files, and we can see this little X right here. Let's see what its properties are, what it's complaining, because it has the wrong the path. Yeah, so I'm going to get rid of this here. You won't have to do this, but I will do that on mine here. Just remove all references from this, and now I'll just do an import, and I want to under general projects from folder or archive, and then I'll just pick a directory, and I'll go into my Forge folder there, select that, and say finish. And there's Forge. This is what it should look like when we're done. At this point, if I want to build it, I can go up here to my little run icon. It says run as. If I click down here, no launch history, that's fine. Alright. Then I'll get a configuration to launch. I'm going to launch the client side. And what we're going to see here, I'll bring this up a little bit, is it's doing the compilation, and here's the loader with the little animated forge. We see a mods thing here. We see it says powered by Forge, 5 mods loaded, 5 mods active. My mods are really the only one there of interest is this example mod, and this doesn't do anything. It's kind of like Hello World. Okay, so it doesn't do anything. So at this point, that is all the setup that we needed to have done for this video. So I'm going to go ahead and publish this video, and this should be a good reference if you missed something in class. As always, feel free to contact me. I should note that times before class are very difficult to schedule, so try not to request those times there, because I really have got those booked forward. There's only a very small chunk of time before class, because I'm teaching another class there that ends earlier. So I prefer to meet after class or earlier in the morning, but definitely after class would be good. Okay, so let me go ahead and stop this and then publish the video, and I'll see you guys in class.